Hello, YouTube. This is your girl, MzLaRue, coming to you live and direct from the East Coast. That would be the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. Ting, ting. Woo! It feels like forever since we last spoke and saw each other. For those who don't know already, I've had a bit of a technology problem for the last 60 days, maybe, give or take a few weeks. First, as you know, my laptop took a nosedive, got that back. Then, funny thing I found out, cell phones don't do well in water. I know, shocker, right? My iPhone went in the toilet. It was as if gravity sucked it out of my hand and threw it in the toilet. Needless to say, I was devastated by that. But you know what? It gave me a great deal of time to reflect, to think, and without your phones, I mean, everyone probably a little like me. Everything's on our phone. Everything we do is tied into this little box here. And that goes as far as, directions, your banking, your, calculation, my journey, my photos, all that stuff I lost. But much to my surprise, as I was getting ready to document my numbers into my new notes, I went there and lo and behold, all my notes for my journey was listed there. So at first they weren't there. I went back in today, and right before I got on here with you guys, and all my notes are there, and that's pretty cool because that had I started it September 10th, and everything that I recorded on my weights for the last 6.5 months were on the phone. Luckily, it's right there. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Whatever. Peanut gallery just came in here. Anyway. So, disturbances. I can't take it with him. I really can't. Anyway. So, I know. So I just really lost everything. So it took me a while to get to you guys. The funny thing is, our music and everything, is on my iPhone or whatever phone that you have, whatever smartphone you have, that's, it's your life. Well, I was forced to ride the bus and listen to the sounds of the city and the conversations of others, which, by the way, I think is totally rude and I cannot stand it, but oh well. I'm guilty as charged sometimes, I'm sure. But I said all that to say I was out of touch for a minute. But I have been watching videos. I can watch videos from my laptop, but for some reason, it stopped uploading the videos for me. It wouldn't upload. No matter how much I tried, stop and do the hokey pokey and turn myself around, it never got on. It would never upload. So I've been out. But, let me just tell you, the journey has been absolutely bazonkers for your girl. I mean, up, down, up, down. Now, remember the debacle of the 234 era. We couldn't get out of the 234. I got down to 231. My last update to you, I was at 231. Wanting my 220s like a mug, okay? Wanting it, needing it, tasting it. I smelled that baby, okay? In my reach, got to it. I even got down to 225. I seen 225. I saw 226. Then I saw 227. And, I gave you guys the layout of, how my workouts were going to be. I had everything planned for every day, even my days of rest, So I was going hard. I mean, I haven't been messing up. I've been a very good girl. And I've been working out, doing my workouts, eating my good food. I've been eating correctly. And haven't been wavering off the path at all. So I was just devastated, to see the scale Not go up from, it went from 225 to 226 and 227 and 228. At one time, the sucker got all the way up to 231. I was swole. Now, this is my dumb behind, okay? Pause. I get on the scale, and you know I'm such a slave to it right now. And it's not going to be forever. Oh, no. We're going to break up. He's like one of those lovers that played with your mind, play those mind games. They never lasted, and this will not last. Trust me when I say, when I get what I want from it, it's going in the trash, or it's going out of my way. But until then, me and him are going to be battling. So, what do you need? So, I got on the scale, and that sucker said 231. But my dumb move was, I had just came back from the gym. I was going hard, too. And I just jumped on the scale. And that's when it said 231. Now, I know that you don't do that, okay? I know. You can smack my hand. Just smack it. Except you go ahead. It's got off of orange polish. I know I wasn't supposed to do that. And I know I was tripping. It was in the evening. But that didn't stop me from freaking out for a minute. I mean, meltdown mode. But the funny thing is that... Jesus, God. The funny thing is that in the instance I saw that, this is where the mind, this is where old habits come back and you recognize your old habits and how things will send you into something to do something else. So I looked at that and I said, you know what? Damn this. Forget it. I can't deal with it. It's just not in it for me. I'm going to get me some ice cream and cake. That's what I thought in a millimeter of a second. I gave up, gave in, and was defeated all in 3 seconds. I recovered, recognized, and carried my happy butt to bed. Because, but the lesson in that little moment of insanity led me to understand even more so about myself and how I cope with things and how I used to cope with things. Because that same Sonia that was standing over there freaking out and, going to go to something to soothe her, to comfort her and make it somewhat all right, she would have done that. That's what she did in the past. You know what I mean? That's what she would do. Be it, and see, I don't have ice cream and cake in my house right now. Then I would have. Or I would have, if I was that pissed, I might have went to the store and got some. Whatever. Or it would have been, somehow or another, I would have did the equivalency of whatever was in my refrigerator to do that. Because I was frustrated. I remedied that by going to bed and recognizing what I had did and how I set myself up for that one. Just a learning lesson. I'm learning so many different things about how I cope and don't cope, or the choices. Maybe that's what it is. The choices on how to deal with things are definitely, I'm honing in on that in a very good way. And I'm pleased with that. And be pleased with your accomplishments, because these are big, major things, and don't be afraid to reach out and talk to someone about it, because sometimes you just need to get it off your chest. Put it out there, send it into the universe, and get rid of it, because it gets crazy. So anyway, as a result of that 231, though, even though I made the good decision not to do and consume something bad, my mind was still going and thinking. I said, you know what? It's the daggone weights. Because I lift weights. I love lifting weights. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing the weights. You saw my post on Facebook. I was joking a little bit, but I was serious because I was pissed, because I want the number to go down. And yes, I do want to tone. I want the number to go down, and I still want to tone. How do we make these? And see, our mind, we are trained and we are geared, and everyone has dealt with this. You want to see those numbers go down. And I know a lot of cardio will burn it, and I will see numbers go down. Also, I know my body will respond well to cardio and burning of the fat, and I know the numbers will go down, but it also needs toning. I want to have it, tight. I may never be 18-year-old, sassy Sonia again, but I could be the best 47-year-old grown folk Sonia, tight in the way I need it to be tight. So yeah. So I fought with that, and I said, you know what? I'm going to try a little something different. And some may agree, some may not. It may work, it may not, but hell, I got time. Let's try, let's play. Let's play with the tool. Nothing crazy, nothing that, I'm not going to go on a food tour. I'm talking about doing something different. Maybe one week, all cardio. Next week, all strength training. The next week, just alternate it. I don't know, maybe I'll be able to survive it 2 weeks and then get on the scale and see what it does. I just like the numbers go down. Once I get to under the 200 mark, once I get to Wonderland and say maybe about, maybe about 180, then I'll know where, then I won't be such a scale addict. Maybe I'll give it a break and leave it alone because I need to be under 200. So that would make me happy. That's my goal, is to get the numbers down, and I know that you can do both. So we're working on that. And so anyway, I get on the scale this morning, and usually my weigh-in days are on Tuesdays, but because I got the phone back and I was anxious to come and give you guys an update and let you know what's been going on with me, I got on the scale and I was 227. So that's a 4-pound loss from the last time we spoke, which was on the 19th. I believe it was the 19th of March. And then, right, it was the 19th of March. So it's been 4 pounds. I lost 4 pounds since then. But in between then and now, I have fluctuated from 225 to 231 since we last spoke. So it went up and down, up and down. Tuesday, I'll come back and I'll give you another update on my weight because Tuesdays are my week post-op updates. Let's see. So that makes 75 pounds since the beginning of the journey, and I believe approximately 55 pounds since surgery. Very happy with those numbers. I mean, I really cannot complain. I'm in a size 18 now. That's coming from a size 24. I'm comfortable, very comfortable in 18, and really, I feel things, shifting and changing now. So I'm sure a 16 is right around the corner. And I did buy 2 pair of pants a few months ago of 16s just to do the transition for spring and have something, cute to wear. So I'm happy with the numbers. I'm happy with the progress. I do get frustrated when I see the numbers on the scale. I think it's just part of the journey that I'll get used to. But I'm going to, I was talking to NS and Northern Southern, and I said, I'm going to remember this part of the journey. I'm going to remember this part because I think it's very important for once I do get to my goal to reflect and go back and see where I came from. And if it can help others, then, hey, that's a win-win for me. Speaking of going back and watching videos, I was going back watching a few videos of mine from the beginning, and wow, what a transformation. When you wow yourself, very humbly, when you wow yourself, it is amazing, and I do enjoy it. So that part I'm very happy with, and it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. I will say it again and again and again. The best decision. Not only because of the obvious reasons of the weight coming off, but now my workouts make sense. Now all my efforts are coming together. So I'm very happy about that. What else? My food. I've been doing good with the food. I've been trying to keep everything protein, veggies, very, very little carbs. And the most carbs that I'm getting now is maybe from a protein shake or these crackers I have. Also, let me show you that. My 6-month post-op surgery. I was going to get a body shot, and I don't know if I can give you one like this with this